Long before it ruled the seas, Britain was an island on the edge of the world. But from the whispers of the wind and the crash of the tide, a hunger was born to be the call of the sea. In the age of sails, a new chapter began, one of trade, discovery, and conquest. Driven by gold and glory, explorers set sail into the unknown, and the story of empire began to shape. From a small island, a storm was born, a power that would soon change the fate of the world.
Under Queen Elizabeth's reign, ambition turned to vision. The island looked beyond its shores and saw destiny in the sea.
They were not kings or conquerors, they were adventurers. Men who risked all.
Across roaring waters they sailed, carving path through tempests, searching for new worlds and new fortunes.
In the wild lands of America, they built their first fragile colony, a seed of empire planted in foreign soil. But empire was not born in comfort.
Trade became the empire's heartbeat, the pulse that carried wealth across oceans back to London's waiting hands. From India to the Spice Islands, they sought fortune through diplomacy, deception, and daring. The empire had found its true path.
But others saw the same dream. Spain and France stood in the way. The seas became battlefields. In 1588, the mighty Spanish Armada came, but the island stood defiant. When the smoke cleared, the seas were theirs. From that moment, Britain's destiny as ruler of the oceans was sealed.
Wealth became the empire's weapon, trade its new conquest. London's docks roared with the sound of prosperity.
But trade needed protection. So the Royal Navy rose, a shield of oak.
In pursuit of profit, the empire crossed a moral line. The trade in human lives stained its glory with shadow.
Goods, gold, and lives. A triangle of commerce that turned oceans into highways of wealth and suffering.
In the Caribbean, sugar became white gold, and the empire's greed knew no bounds. From Calcutta to Bombay, the British wove themselves into India's riches. Diplomacy turned into dominion.
Trade became conquest. The East India Company forged an army. Merchants turned into kings.
From the Americas to Asia, from Africa to the Pacific Plain, red flags marked the empire's unstoppable spread.
The empire's strength was not only in guns and ships, it was in gold, trade, and the invisible power of money.
As the empire's reach circled the earth, one truth was born. Outward, the sun never set on the British Empire.
Britannia ruled the waves. Her ships were floating fortresses, carrying her will to every shore. Empires collided on open seas. Victory wasn't a choice, it was survival. Across the Atlantic, colonies grew. Small seeds that would one day change the world.
The Redcoats became the face of empire. Disciplined, fearless, and loyal to the crown.
France stood as Britain's greatest rival. Their battles would shape continents, India, and history itself. In India, at Plassey, Britain struck gold, a single victory that opened a gateway to a vast empire.
But even empires bleed. In America, rebellion flared. The empire faced the cost of its ambition.
Defeat in the New World humbled the lion, but it also taught it to roar louder. Coal and steam replaced sails and wind. The empire turned from maritime to industrial might. A new monarch rose, Queen Victoria. Under her reign, the empire would shine brighter than ever before.
Britain harnessed steam and steel, binding cities, colonies, and continents with iron arteries.
Innovation became Britain's new conquest. Electricity, communication, and industry reshaped the world.
Under her watch, the map turned red.
India, the jewel in the crown. A land of ancient majesty, now under the British flag's shadow and shine.
As the 19th century advanced, Africa became the empire's next frontier, a race for riches and dominance.
Alongside soldiers came missionaries, carrying books, faith, and a conviction that the empire's purpose was divine.
The empire celebrated itself subgoing, a spectacle of color, power, and pride.
But behind the glittering crown lay struggle, the hands that built the empire.
Every empire meets its reckoning. Beneath the Union Jack, whispers of rebellion began to rise.
Managing half the world was no glory. It was a burden, heavy and relentless.
Then came the Great War. The empire's sons fought across continents. Courage met carnage.
Victory came, but at a price. The empire bled.
Another storm, another war. The empire stood once more, defiant and unbroken.
From Delhi to Accra, from Cairo to Kingston, Farisi, nations reclaimed their destinies.
What was once ruled became united, not by conquest, but by cooperation.
The empire that began on a small island shaped the world for centuries. Its